Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters is making Oscar history. After sweeping the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice Awards, the animated hit earned 2 Academy Award nominations, Best Animated Feature and Best Original Song for Golden. The film is directed by Maggie Kang and Chris Applehands, with music by EJ, marking the first Oscar nod for a Korean-Canadian director and the first ever K-pop song nominated for an Academy Award.
For me too, like as a songwriter, that's like exactly what we always hope for, you know. It's just definitely a dream come true, and that's why, you know, we write to have a song that everyone can sing, and not just sing but make them feel good, because the lyrics is very uplifting and challenge them to sing those high notes. And it's the fact that there's all Korean lyrics in it. It's just kind of really crazy to see everyone from all different countries and races singing it. So I'm forever grateful to be a part of this incredible film that I wish I grew up watching too. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a kid. I could be 34 here and proud to be like. I'm glad I'm watching it now, because I think it helps regardless of your age. Like everyone really truly can relate to this.
I don't know how my body woke me up at 5:29, and I was lying there, and I was like, well, I'm gonna either get a bunch of texts. My phone's either gonna start buzzing a lot, or just a few. So it did, and then I made a noise, and then my son came out, and he has no idea what the Oscars are. He's 5, but he said, if you win, you get a trophy. Oh. He's obsessed with trophies, and I'm like, you could say that in a manner of speaking, yeah. So
well, you definitely do get a trophy. I mean,
yeah. Okay. Now I feel the real pressure of like, God, he will be so bummed.
I mean, that's all you can really ask for as a filmmaker. That's to be able to connect with people, and because that's why we make these. It's art. It comes from something inside of us, and so it takes a lot to put it out there. And so you are being very vulnerable by doing that. And so to see people, you know, tap into their vulnerabilities through your artwork is the most meaningful thing.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot making the movie, that the idea of inner demons kind of became a big part of the story. And basically, how are you going to deal with those? And are you going to let them sort of control you and drive you to a worse version of yourself? Or are you going to face them and share them and try and, you know, overcome them together? And that was the ambition. And to see like 7-year-olds sort of understand that is really mind-blowing. And it just reminds you what a sort of shared experience we all have as humans trying to get through this stuff.
This year's Oscars are historic across the board. Ryan Coogler's Sinners leads with 16 nominations, while Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another earned 13 nods. Rose Byrne is celebrating her first Oscar nomination in Sydney with her parents. She revealed her husband, Bobby Cannavale, woke her on FaceTime to watch the announcement for Best Actress in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Middle of the night in Australia. I'm in Sydney. And I was falling asleep, and then Bobby starts FaceTiming me because I wanted to try to stay up, but it was so late. So I'm falling, and then Bobby's FaceTiming me like, come on, it's cool, we're gonna watch, come on. And then and then he started screaming. It was like, they said your name, and then my parents came in the room. They're like, what happened? Oh my God. And then we all, screaming, and that was it. So that was absolutely surreal. I was just half asleep trying to, and now I've had a shot of adrenaline and I'm wide awake.
So the whole family is there in Australia?
Yeah, my parents are here. Yep. And Bobby's back home in New York. I'm just quickly visiting my mom and dad. Oh no, I've given up ever trying to anticipate or predict any kind of. No, not at all. I knew the script was incredible, and I knew Mary was so determined to make this film she had in her head. It was deeply personal, but that beyond that, you just never know how something will be received or how it will come out or anything like that. So this is such a journey. We premiered in Sundance a year ago, a year ago. So to be here, and to your point, it's such an acknowledgement for the film. You know, the character is the film, and the film is the character. So it's just such a deep acknowledgement of the movie, which is everything. This movie will live on. It is such a piece of art, and so I share it with Mary Bronstein. You know, it really is truly a collaborative experience. But I think with this, particularly with this role, with this character, and that was really my fascination. Was like, of course, I can relate to being a parent and the limit, how it just instantly shows your limitations of who you are. It's such a raw experience of failure. You know, every day being a parent, the failures you have. And this is a specific situation that most parents won't go through, you know, that most people won't have this experience, but it's what's so brilliant also too, I think, that should be spoken about the movie is that it's truly through a female lens, which is something that is, you know, wonderful this year. I've seen it more celebrated and more with the films that have come out, but that to me was also such an achievement of the film, is to have it through the true experience of the female lens, of being a parent, of being a mother. So I felt that also, you know, for me as an actress, was really a touchstone in terms of the character and Mary's experience and how candid she was with me about what she went through.
Alexandra Desplat scored a Best Original Score nomination for Frankenstein, and Train Dreams received a Best Original Song nod.
No, I was working in my studio, and a friend texted me, and Guillermo texted me very quickly. So Guillermo was kind enough to let his artistic team know that we were nominated. He's nominated for Best Film and Screenplay, I think, but not for Director, which is very strange. When you have so many nominations, I mean, the director deserves it because we are in his. We depend on him. It's him guiding us. It's not me writing music for a concert. It's for his film, and he guided me. And the same for the costumes. The same for the production design. It's, you know, cinematography. Without the director, there's no film.
Internationally, Kauthar Ben-Hania's The Voice of Hind Rajab is nominated for Best International Feature, highlighting the story's global message.
The fact that we are nominated today, it's a kind of, you know, a spotlight that The Voice of Hind Rajab needs. So I'm very grateful to the member of the Academy who voted for this movie because they recognize that cinema is not always an escape. It can be confrontational. It can be something about, you know, about truth and about what is happening, and something that we should not look away from. You know, I don't know if we can talk about celebration, you know, it's not maybe the right word, because we, you know, what happened in Gaza is beyond our imagination. And by telling the story of Hind, we should remember also that there are still living child, you know. I'm not talking about the murdered 20,000 children. I'm talking about those who are still hungry, who don't have, you know, proper hospital, proper food to eat, but also the amputee children, you know that in Gaza you have a lot of amputee children because of bombs, I hope that, I don't know, we live in a very, very, very unjust world, and we, you know, I'm a filmmaker, I'm trying to do my best and to draw attention, and I'm actually happy that the Academy recognized that cinema is not only an escape, but also can be telling uncomfortable story. You know, I'm not looking for validation, but I'm looking for, how to say, I'm looking that the voice of this little girl is finally heard and recognized. Yeah, I mean, the Oscar is a great platform, and I when I did this movie, I was asking myself how to make the people who don't care, you know, the people who don't want to see, the people who, all of those, people hear and bear witness and maybe, participate in a way in a change because we need change in this world.
The 98th Academy Awards take place on March 15th at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles, airing live on ABC and Hulu.